We have Mr. Victor Lewis with us
Mhm.
this tonight. Yes.
Hello, madam. How are you?
How are you doing? Good to see
I'm
you, sir.
fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. What's I gotta call you Granny Noda. I think that's your new Granny, Granny, Granny. It is not World Cup. You have World Cup football, World Cup cricket. So World Cup really is an activity where they're competing at the world level.
I
So
know
what
that.
we
We
so
just
what we have now is FIFA World Cup. So
FIFA
don't
World
scare
Cup.
me, bro. Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So we will make the correction on the flyer. Okay,
All
well
right.
that's wonderful. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Nice to be here again.
And I hope on that Sunday you can come up and help us to serve the men.
Uh-huh. No, no,
I
no. I ain't serving. I ain't serving a man. Man, why should I be serving a man? Man serving man?
well,
No,
really,
man.
I think that
The ladies will have to come and serve us.
no, no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
man.
no, 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 no. We will talk off air. No,
Yeah.
no, that is all part of what they see. They see, you see
Mm.
the generations because these are younger
Mm.
men. You see the
Uh,
generations, and you guys are around as well and getting to know them, so you
oh, we
can
serve.
pass on
We serve the boys.
some.
Yeah, that's fine.
No,
That's
no.
fine.
But anyway, we're glad that you're better, Mr. Strickland. We're
Mm.
glad that you're better.
No,
And
my name is not Strickland. You see that? I tell you the granny. And my name is not Strickland.
listen,
Come to me, Mercy.
Sharon, you messed me up, man. Look at the screen. She said, "Trust you're better, Mr. Strickland," and I read it. So
That's all right, man.
I'm a granny two times. Okay, I'm a granny. I accept.
Mhm.
Oh Lord, you're
Yeah,
funny.
man.
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Lewis.
I was here you talking about the hospital this season, and a friend of mine, I gave her a call. She's warded now, and she said to me she wasn't there for quite a while, waiting on an operation, and her operation, was rescheduled. So she was prepped for operation today,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, I just looking forward for this moment. She said, that 3:30 now they came and told me that the hospital ran out of anesthetics, and therefore it had to be postponed. You can imagine that the
Yeah.
QEH running out of anesthetics.
But
Boy,
we're gonna talk about that when you're
hmm
finished, when
yeah,
Mr.
fine, man,
Strickland
fine,
comes
fine.
on. And
Yeah,
Miss
man.
McLean will come on at that time as well. But so you
Beautiful.
hold that point.
Yeah, fine. There's one thing that I really want to discuss. There's so many things that I have in mind, but I'm really concerned about what is happening in the area of the fisheries in Barbados. I live in the St. Elizabeth area just next door to Bashiba, and I'm really concerned about the things that I'm seeing when it comes to our fishing industry. I am very concerned to what I see, transpiring now in the area of Tenbir and Bashiba. Of course, we would have observed what's going on or what went on or the state of the derelict condition now at Skeets Bay. So
Hmm.
here is this photo showing, this is what I know to be Bashiba, Tent Bay in Bashiba. Where we had all those boats, and
Yes.
that's the path where we would take and just go on up. So we had boats that you pull up on shore, and you had all the boats and everything just moored out there. You can see it there. That's Tent Bay as we knew it. And I think it is quite unfortunate. Let's go on to the next video there, Dave. It is quite unfortunate the changes that we would have observed, when it comes to this particular fishing area in Ten Bay. Because long before we had the opportunity where we would see these boats coming in, and we
Mm-hmm.
had the big tractor. You will see the tractor. Those are the boats that's coming through the channel, and the guys had to just be very strategic in terms of coming. That's the big tractor there that you would have seen and there we would help just pull the boats up. So the tractor would pull, and the boat, we would just guide it out. And that's part of our culture, fishing culture there in the area of Tent Bay. And it's really unfortunate to see, what it has come to. That's the tractor there. And like a gentleman named Mr. Knight used to drive that tractor, and it would be parked there close to the Aladdin Hotel. And we would really enjoy ourselves, being part of the village culture. We would go along and help the fishermen just steer the boat out of the water. Go on to the next video there, Dave. And it really just puzzled me, when I sit back and realize what is happening in the area of Tent Bay. And what makes it worse, you're seeing a similar activity now occurring throughout Barbados, right? Because I would go to Concept Bay fishing, I would go to Skeets Bay. But when I go to Skeets Bay, the environment there is very, very disappointing. Play the video there. Play the video there. That was our representative from former representative for St. George. You can play the audio too if you're allowed to do that. And I was very concerned.
You can count on me for $3. And, if you do it, I'm very serious. I keep to my word, all right? Because by me putting a few dollars to help you, especially if it is going to involve keeping our history alive or working with the younger generation, then those are things that we all get to benefit from.
Yes.
So I
hold the video there for a minute, Dave. Hold the video for a minute. Now we can see there's a plaque unveiling and honoring boat builders in Tent Bay. Boat builders in Tent Bay. So it means then that we are very equipped as a people where we can actually supply boats because of the talent that is available in Tent Bay. So we are constructing boats, we are repairing boats, we are repairing, we are constructing everything in Tent Bay. So Tent Bay ought to look like an environment now that is developing and not one, that clearly you can see what has happened at Skeets Bay. And it looks as though that Tent Bay is going in a similar direction. Continue the video, Dave.
That I'm going to financially support your effort.
We're looking at the surfers. You can remember that we had a young man from in this district who lost his life saving some people, Bobby Goodman. We also be looking at doing a plaque for him.
Hold on, stop it again, Dave. You see this whole thing about how we're going to honor our people by a plaque. I would have spoken relative to issues relating to Tent Bay. All of those, the Barrows and the Goodman, the whole works of people, that all they're getting out of this is plaques. Their names on plaques. We're going to see what's happening at the bottom of Cleversville. At the bottom of Cleversville when it comes to Subbold. The gentleman there, Sam, was talking about the surfers. Who has taken over now surfing in Barbados? That's another topic that I can get back to at some other point in time. Continue the video there, Dave.
All pictures out of the pavilion at St. Elizabeth Pavilion, and putting those pictures on the wall outside where that people will have access to see and rightfully what Bathsheba was before, and trying to get it come back now. So we're looking at something we're called from generation to generation, from one seed to the other. And we got to work with it, but what we're going to need is corporate Barbados to help us.
I'm hearing about...
Hold on. Now we saw what Bathsheba was, and we're going to try to get it to come back. What it was, trying to get it to come back. What Skeet Bay was, and what it is now. We will see that in the video coming up. Is there sustained growth for Skeets Bay? Look at Skeets Bay. Purely derelict. Continue the video. Play the video there again, Dave. This is Skeets Bay. And I love the music to this. It really burns your heart. Take back the video there a bit, Dave. Take back the video a bit. Let's take it back to when you see the jetty. You know, and if we look at the end of this jetty, the end of this jetty, the taxpayers' money paid for a crane on the jetty. Continue to play. And just stop the video there, right on the jetty. Continue. The taxpayers' money of Barbados paid for a crane, you know, to be fixed to the jetty at Skeets Bay. And all the money that we would have invested in Skeets Bay, we realize now, you know, hold it right there, right at the end of the jetty. You can see the amount of sargassum sea moss in the area, but right at the end of the jetty, that area there that looks like a post. To the left, you will see the lamp post. But the one that is in the middle at the end, that was a crane that the taxpayers' money of this country paid for. You know? And now when you go down there, now that you get tetanus if you trespass too close to that. And our money paid for that. So as much as the representative of St. Joseph talk about development, is this reflective of development for the fisheries in this country we call Barbados? Continue the video. It hurts my heart. When I knew what this bear looked like and the state it is in now. Look at that. Look at that. Marcia, that's our money. That is our money that we invested. You know, all of those come to talks. My belief is that all in there would have been laid with stainless steel. Stainless steel come to talks, not aluminium. You know, and of course, a lot of money we invested. And look at the state. Look at the state of that fishing complex, Skeets Bay. You know, that is what we've come to. So when we go to the when we go to the east and northeastern side of Barbados, we have Bathsheba, you have Martin Bay, you have Concept Bay, you have Skeets Bay. You know, when you think of east and northeast, those are the four areas that we have. So we will take a look at Bathsheba just now.
Yes.
But Martin Bay is just a bare, you know, it isn't much to Martin's Bay. That has been there and existing, and it's holding its own for maybe one or two boats. But when you go now to Concept Bay, that is trying to hold its own. But Skeets Bay is a disgrace. And it purely is an insult to the fishing industry of Barbados. Purely an insult. When you go up there, you're disappointed.
Yeah.
And that is part of my hobby, fishing. You know, I've been out in boats, all kind of things. And it hurts my heart to see what is going on there relative to the fishing industry. Play the next video there. Play the next video there, Dave. Because it really burns my heart, you know, when I see what's happening in Barbados. And as you rightfully said, it appears as though nobody can say no. Nobody can say no to this prime minister that we have.
Wow.
When I'm hearing now of plans to move the existing fishing market, you know, from there in the Low Green area. Or Princess Alice, what you call it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were telling me about that. Tell us about that.
But I am hearing plans now that they want to move the fish market from there and carry it down with the shallow draft out there with the flour mill is, you know, where the Coast Guard station, somewhere in that area. I'm hearing plans to that effect. You know, we can get back to this video. Just hold it there, Dave. You know, and when I think of the existing fishing market, Where we have in front of the fishing market is a bus stand. Beautiful.
Right.
You can want it better than that. In front of the bus stand, you have a supermarket. You also have a hardware store. Many a times, I
And
just
also
have to.
the postal service is close there too.
Yes, everything is there in front of, well strategically placed. You want to move a fishing market from there now and take it down to the shallow draft. Take it down on the Mighty Grinders Highway. That makes no sense. And I'm just wondering, it really bothers me why it is that a beautiful country such as Barbados, only one person can make decisions, and none of them don't have the intestinal fortitude to be able to get up, just like Crystal Haynes said, and says no. Nobody can get up and say no. That is a grave mistake. How can we go and put a fish market down there? You can imagine the amount of traffic in and out when we have 2 lanes up and 2 lanes down and cars traveling at 80 kilometers per hour on that highway, and the speed limit on the existing highway there in the Harbour Road certainly is not 80. What are you going to do at that particular point in time? You're going to reduce the speed limit? You know the amount of traffic, the amount of accidents that you will cause because of that. And you're putting the fish market so close in proximity to the harbor. Makes no sense, period. And nobody in that cabinet can get up and say that makes no sense. We get back to this video here. Because we saw what TMWS was like before. Did you see it, Marcia? When we had all those lovely boats just parked.
Yes,
and
beautiful.
boats in the sea and boats out of the sea. That was part of our culture. That is the fishing bay that's the fishing area in TMWS that we enjoyed as a people.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at this is the same picture here now, Marcia. That is it. Where all those boats you saw parked up on the shore, you see where those big rocks are? Where those big rocks? This is what happened of late. So the last sargassum that came in after they pack all it, just reverse the video. Just come back from the beginning again, there, Dave. Come back from the beginning again. We want to see those triple rocks. All the sargassum seaweed, because of the big rocks that they brought and packed in there, all the sargassum seaweed now came and packed itself in this area.
Oh, I'd stuck up there.
Yes.
Dave, go back a little. Don't. I think he wants you to rest there a little bit. Right.
Yes, right
So
there.
because
You see
they messed
yeah,
with the
but you see that
coastline.
whole, you see that whole there white blocks across there? That
Yes.
is where our boats used to park. But of course now, man will come and say, because of climate change, blames everything on climate change. We now have to look at, altering plans, altering the fishing industry, move, the fishing complex because of climate change. So climate change and get blamed for this. Why the boats say we're no longer in TMWS? Climate change. So they brought in all these big rocks now because all of there, that used to be beach. And, it is only a few months ago that this same representative for St. Joseph came and said that they're looking to restore TMWS with all the boats, to the previous status like that, to restore TMWS just a few weeks ago, when the former representative was in power. That's what he came and said. He said that to the people of St. Joseph, they were going to restore TMWS. And after that, this is what they did. But I want to read you something, that really hurts my heart. Give me a little chance there. I want to go into my expensive phone. Let me see if I can see this here.
Wait. Yeah. You're the grandfather now?
Yes, man, I gotta go to my little expensive phone here. Because there's a very respected gentleman in St. Joseph who had to make these remarks after he realized what was happening relative to this. But Dave, I wanted to skip the next video. I sent you one at the end. Right at the end, it's a poster, right? So I wanted to go right at the end. I sent you a poster at the end. I wanted to put that up because, at the end, no, not this one. At the end, it's a poster. we will speak to this little tent there, one a little, and go right at the end. And my God, I will just pull it up. You know, right at the end, you'll find it. But the gentleman was responding to this poster.
Yes.
And this poster was dealing with the whole Fisher Folk activity that there. I think that it is going on now because I think it is sometime last week. You had fishermen's there in Oystons. You know, I saw all the little fancy stuff and everything that was going on up there in Oystons. So yeah, some fisher folk there because I don't know. I don't know. One just now you're gonna have carpenters there, you're gonna have masons there, you're gonna have cooks there, you're gonna have fishermen there, you're gonna have seamstress there, you're gonna have tailors there, you're gonna have teachers there that we have now. Everybody can have a day. Does that make sense? You know, but nevertheless, when the guy saw what was being said relative to this poster, he said, "Good morning." He said, "Yeah, this is it here. Tent beer, Fisher Fork beer, cacao." And the date, 14th of June, 2026. And the gentleman said this. He said, "Good morning. How can I support this when there's no fishing beer, no fishing fleet, no fishermen, or no catch of the day? Only a market that employs a watchman and a fish vendor that collects his catch from the Bridgetown Fishing Complex."
You have to read that again. Read that
Oh,
again. Hold on,
yes,
pull
of
up.
course,
Hold on,
man.
pull up.
You know, yes, man. I can take it easy. I can take it easy. He says, "Good morning. How can I support this?" Meaning Fisher Folk beer, cacao at 10 beer. When there's no fishing beer at 10 beer, no fishing fleet at 10 beer, no fishermen at 10 beer, no catch of the day at 10 beer, only a market at 10 beer that employs one watchman at 10 beer, and the catch for the fish vendor that is currently at 10 beer gets his fish from the Bridgetown Fishing Complex. You can want that better than that, Marcy. You know? So this is what is going on. But play the video just put up there again, there. You know? Because we come down there, we see this sign, 10 beer fish market. That's my finger there, you know. So just forgive the little granny mistakes, you know.
Grandfather.
But this is 10 beer fish market, right? And I pan in here now and hold it right there. That all the moral that after the big plans to really rectify what's going on at 10 beer, now I don't know head nor tail what this is. But I saw, I went down there and I did this video this evening. That video there.
Yeah.
And I saw this vehicle parked up there. Right where that vehicle parked. You know who used to park there before? Marcy, I guess, man. Come, you must win this one. Who used to park there before?
I don't know, the boats.
The boats. Gee, Marcy, I moved to the front of the class. The boats used to park there. So now you have that the representative for St. Joseph decided that this wonderful plan, he would pack all of these borders up in there. And the same gentleman that commented just now relative to what I said, he said he believed that these borders were packed there for the Atlantis Hotel that's next door. You see the building next door, right alongside the palm trees? Yes. That the only reason, the only purpose that those boulders serve being packed across there is to support land slippage from to protect the hotel on the right hand side.
Oh my God.
Yes. You know, so I don't know because I want to know, maybe it's a wonderful idea that what's happening across there now, we will be able to drive across there, and maybe they're gonna build a jetty now coming up from that platform, you know. But I realize just like Concept Bay that we can't do anything about, that the sargassum will come in and pack itself into the big rocks, like how it is happening at Concept there. We can't do anything about that. Fair enough, no problem. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And I live in St. Joseph, and there's my hometown. So I would be happy. I would be happy if the representative, Mr. Braffett, now can come and really explain the plans relative to Tembe as to what are we going to expect. Continue the video because I am puzzled. I don't know now. I don't. My master, hold it. You can you see? Spot the boat in that water. Spot the boat.
I don't see any boat.
No, there's none. There's none, Marcia.
Only a car that is parked
Only
up.
Only a car.
Oh my God.
The boats used to park. So play the video there, Dave, because I don't know what's going on. I am just as lost.
So this is what it used to be, people. This is what it used to be. So you see where the boats are parked?
Yes,
now they have a car parked there. And this is the Barbados. This is what they're doing to the country.
Yes. So now what has happened to Skis Bay is now happening at Tembe. Play the video. So hold it there. This is a bridge. You see, look in the middle there. You see the hold it right there. You see that those two big steep plates, right? So that area is sinking because there's a bridge. You see to the right and to the left.
Yes.
There's a gully coming from the left, heading out to the sea. So in actual fact, that area there was caving in. So they put these two big steel plates there. So big, heavy vehicles, as the case may be, it would be a bit dangerous traveling across there. So that's another problem we have there in the area of Tembe. Continue the video, Dave. I don't know what's going on. And there's Tembe Fish Market. That's Tembe Fish Market. And all these big boulders, you can see them big fresh boulders that they bring and just pack themselves up in there. And I don't know now. Continue the video. You will see some boats there, Marcia. Continue the video, Dave. Yeah, these are the boats. You see boats there? Now tell me, hold the video there. Tell me now. Tell me, Marcia, how these boats are going to the sea? No, don't laugh, Marcia, and your mouth. They're laughing at the people of St. Joseph. Don't do that. You're Philippine. Don't laugh at the people of St. Joseph. Now, you can't bring the crane across the bridge because the crane might collapse. Right? So, when you go up that hill by the house there, when you go to the top, that's Hillcrest Community Center on top of the hill. So, the crane now can't come down that hill. And then to the right now, there's a track leading to bring you back now to Bathsheba Park. So, I don't know now. I don't know how these boats will be getting from there into the sea. I don't know. Marcia, don't ask me. I don't know. I need to be able to ask the former representative or the current representative, Mr. Braffett. Tell me how these boats, because just remember that we are honoring the boat builders in Tembe, not boat builders in Barbados. Boat builders in Tembe.
That's what he said. That's what he said. And this is the thing. I'm telling you.
Yes, tell me how the boat builders in Tembe are gonna get these boats back. There's one more there bigger than that. Continue the video there, Dave. Continue the video. How much more time I got, Marcia? About 2 more minutes.
Oh Lord, the time gone. Take 5. Take 5.
Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more minutes.
All right,
continue
no problem.
The video. Beautiful. You see that big boat there, Marcia? Look at that boat. Oh, have mercy. Tell me, because at the back of that boat is the bridge. And you can't bring cranes for that. Tell me how is that boat going to get from there into the sea? Continue the video a little more. Because we've been having some problems at Bathsheba because of neglect. No sustained growth. No schedule maintenance. That's why Ski Bay is in the state that is currently in. You're gonna pan the video around. You're gonna come to the end where we are focusing out to the sea. Continue the video quickly there, Dave. Continue the video. Right, hold it right there. You see that is where C.O. Williams once built what we call a slipway that failed in Bathsheba. That failed. So they poured all that concrete down there with steel beams, etc. And that project by C.O. Williams failed in Bathsheba. Right? And further plans to develop Bathsheba continue to fail. And a gentleman now, I don't know, if he has been endowed with wisdom, but he's saying now that the big rocks that are packed in the area there opposite the hotel is to support the structure of the hotel, and that Bathsheba now, Tent Bay in Bathsheba, is now gone to the dogs. We have a watchman who looks after the complex, but all the fish comes from the Bridgetown Fisheries Market. So the state of Tent Bay Fisheries Complex is as the same as or very close to that of Skeets Bay. Tell me, where is the fishing industry going in this country we call Barbados?
Yes.
I am very, very disappointed.
So how many fish markets are we left with now? Because I know we go to Skeets Bay just to look. I remember going to Skeets Bay and we would see the people doing, cutting the fish, and so we don't see any activity there anymore. What's gonna?
But you're hearing of so much excellent plans. I don't know if you would have seen the little video there at Pile Bay.
Yes.
Pile Bay, where they wanted to do this particular jetty where the boats can come out the water. Why are you going to construct that massive facility there when there are plans next door, or perceived plans next door in the shallow draft that they're proposed to move the fishing market to? So when you go and pick around the corner at Pile Bay, you'll be looking up to a fisheries complex. Does that make sense? No, pure nonsense. Makes no sense, Marcy.
Wow.
So I am really hurt to what's happening in the fishing industry in Barbados. And I am hoping that some person who have the backbone can get up and speak out on behalf of the fishing folks of this country. I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. What is going to happen? Very interesting. Very your segments are always somebody says here all the sectors. What is Aaron Hunt saying? The sectors of the economy this government destroying subtly, the manufacturing, they're just bad for this country, and that's the truth.
Because only one person in this country appears to have any kind of brains. How can we in 2026 expect to exist like that? We need to be able to encourage an environment where there's constructive criticism and you don't get castigated like they did to Crystal Hills. Very important.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping you will give us we will follow up. You give us a follow up, and we're happy to have you back. And I know that at any minute you're going to leave us now because you have some other business to do.
Well, I know that, but as I told you before, the flight delayed. So, it's coming in.
You will stay on a little. And so that the others know, Mr. Strickland, he's been messaging me while you see me looking on the phone. He's been trying. We had arranged for him to come on. We had a big discussion that we were going to have at 8:00. He said he would come at 8:30, but he's having some challenges. But we have the lovely Maxine McLean, who is supposed to be on Friday and Sunday. And I just said to her, you know what? Come on tonight in the question and Q&A, the question section, not knowing that this would have happened. And now these things happen. And we are going to be talking about the hospital, and I hope you will hang with us, the hospital, and also looking at part of Mr. Stewart's speech